What's up and welcome back to the channel. The name is Ninja Knight. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Consider joining the channel today. Thank you. So here I have an image that has started to come online now and that a lot of people are talking about. There has been some concept art that has dropped of Darkseid, Granny Goodness and of John Stewart from Zack Snyder's Justice League. It seems like this is someone that's tied into the movie because the person who posted it said that they got to work with Zack Snyder and that they were disappointed that some of their designs didn't make it into the final film, particularly John Stewart's Green Lantern. Now, over the last couple of weeks, and certainly since Snyder has been talking on different podcasts and different interviews, he's talked at length about how Green Lantern and particularly John Stewart was included in his original story. I think when you look at the movie, particularly at the end, when it is the Martian Manhunter that turns up outside of Bruce Wayne's home and says that he will join the fight, it's quite odd when you look at the situation that has occurred. There has basically been 3 apocalyptic events that have occurred within these movies, and Martian Manhunter has more or less not gotten involved. He decides towards the end, yeah, I'll get involved, and to me it seems like that's quite not really in line with the movie. What I think would have been in line with the movie was the original plan, where Green Lantern turns up and tells Bruce Wayne, I'm going to help out. And I think what would have happened then was they would have explained perhaps why the Green Lantern has been missing for Man of Steel, for Batman vs Superman and for Justice League. I think that was the original plan, because it does seem odd that there were no lanterns around at the time, and Steppenwolf himself within the movie says that there's no lanterns, no Kryptonian, there's no one for the Steppenwolf and Darkseid army of parademons to fear. They do not fear any of the League that is there. They didn't fear the League without the Kryptonian, without the Lantern. So it really shows that the Lanterns are really important forces for goodness, and are someone then that the likes of Steppenwolf and Darkseid are actually afraid of. So I think that really brings a lot more gravity then to the situation. Had the Green Lantern had turned up at the end of the movie, it was to say, well, we have bolstered the deck with the Kryptonian is back, and now we have a Lantern also. It would have made them a really big, formidable force. Now, I think with a lot of other people, I grew up with John Stewart, particularly in the Justice League animated series. So to see him in live action would have been wonderful and an absolute treat, as he is my personal favourite Green Lantern. I do like Hal Jordan, but I do think the representation of Hal Jordan, particularly in the Green Lantern movie by Ryan Reynolds, was absolutely terrible, and I think that has had a real effect on the character. But what we've seen here now is concept image, and it seems like the actor for Zack Snyder's Green Lantern, John Stewart, has been revealed. I'm very excited by this. Zack Snyder didn't want to talk about it, who he had cast. He has sort of said that the studio wanted one person, he wanted another, actually cast that person, film scenes with that person, and the studio told him not to use those scenes, and that was nearly a deal breaker for the Snyder cut. So it's weird how it came down to something so, as you would put it, maybe minuscule within the movie, that the company had a very big problem with that. This is the same company, by the way, that's okay with John Diggle becoming a Green Lantern. Bizarre stuff. So as we can see here, Wayne T. Carr is pictured along with Ray Fisher, aka Cyborg. So there's starting to be correlations that are starting to be drawn together now that these two men were together. The concept art is out there. And then also then you have Wayne T. Carr that has acted on stage, as I think I remember, as on Broadway from Othello, where he's actually playing a military man. So we all know that John Stewart is a military man. So as you can see here from his face, this is the same guy that's in this image right here. And I like the way he has the haircut. I like the way he has sort of a goatee going on here. And I think ultimately and overall, the outfit looks outstanding. I think the costume looks wonderful. It fits right in with the Snyderverse, with what we've seen with Superman, with Batman. And I think it really holds a lot of those criticisms away from it when you're looking at what the criticisms were around Ryan Reynolds' uniform, that it looked more like a green screen that was just planted on him, that he was a floating head. This looks like an actual suit that John Stewart was wearing. Look at what's going on here. You're seeing the crevices, you're seeing the folds in the uniform here, particularly around the elbow, and then you see the padding that is along the suit, which is something that is very much so in Zack Snyder's wheelhouse, that he does like to have padding within the suits, particularly to give these characters a more larger than life appearance, as you can see there on the screen. I like the glow that's around him. I think it looks great. I think the green eyes look fantastic. I like the symbol. The symbol, I think, is something that was really important, that I really like the way it projected out And I think that is maybe something they might use to differentiate different lanterns. They might have had this one there, the symbol just would have glowed in his chest. Maybe another lantern would have had it projected out. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I like the way the glove looks here. And again, this is concept art, so this isn't finalised. But I do think that this is probably very close to what we would have seen in the movie and what we would have seen in Riot. I think the fact that he's in space is quite interesting, particularly within this concept art. What was to happen? Was he have to gotten some sort of call? The lantern ring here is lighting up. Is that calling him home? Is he in some sort of situation that he has to go away from? Was Hal Jordan involved? We've heard of the stories that it was supposed to be Kilowog and Tom Ray that turn up at the end of the movie that talk to Bruce Wayne. Given that Zack Snyder only had so much money to use to this movie, it does make sense that he would use John Stewart instead, because it's a human character rather than an alien one. What's curious about that though is Kilowog was filmed, particularly in the nightmare scene. As we can see him, he's lying dead outside the Hall of Justice in that nightmare scene towards the end. It's a nice little Easter egg. So I do find it interesting who was the lantern he was going to use. It does seem like it was John Stewart. I think this is really disappointing to see, because this is how close we came to seeing John Stewart on the big screen, and it's someone I would love to see. I hope with this being released and that it seemingly confirms the actor that is playing John Stewart, or who had played John Stewart, that maybe the actor themselves or other actors and potentially even Zack Snyder himself might push this forward, and it might be someone then that could get a shot at being John Stewart later on down the line, or if they do continue with the Snyderverse, because it is absolutely done fantastic with the amount of tweets that have surrounded it in the coming days that have come after the movie's release. And I have to say, it's something that I'm really delighted about. There's been over 1 million tweets. I think it's nearly over 2 million tweets now, and it seems to be trending nearly every day. This is a company that really need to realise that this is a popular movie, it's a popular universe, and it's something then that's going to get them a lot of money going forward. This is what people are interested in seeing. I'm hugely interested in seeing this. I want to see Zack Snyder's version of Green Lantern. I want to see Zack Snyder's version of John Stewart. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell up above for future uploads. Check out the links posted in the description down below to support the channel. Consider joining the channel today, and I'll talk to you later. Good luck.